everyone. Welcome to Real Estate with Ryan on a Saturday. Thank you for tuning in. So excited to be with you. So much news in the real estate market, so much going on. So Ryan, you've been a busy week, busy couple weeks, guys. In January, time's moving really quickly. Hard to believe that January is almost officially in the books. So much going on, and we got a great show for you. Thank you for tuning in. If you're tuning in the first time, you can catch Real Estate with Ryan every Saturday on Talk Radio 92.3 FM at 11 o'clock. Now, maybe on News Talk, 1 o'clock, 98.7 FM. You can check us out there. So a lot of opportunities to check Real Estate with Ryan. You want to make sure you follow and subscribe. Maybe you've never tuned in first and said, hey, who's that guy there talking about real estate? Well, we do this little show every Saturday, Real Estate with Ryan, where we talk about the real estate market in East Tennessee, a lot of topics from buying to selling to what's going on in the market, things you can do to maximize your home's value, and so much more. All you have to do is just follow our channel, or maybe you didn't miss us on the radio. We're everywhere. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and of course, we're on Spotify, Apple, and Google. So a lot of different opportunities. If you miss our program, you can go to all those channels and just go to ryancoleman.org for all that information on your real estate market. So that's what we do this show for. We don't talk any politics, no negativity. The news is what it is. And I think this show will kind of go into what we're talking about. You say real estate, there's a lot of information in the real estate market. I get a lot of emails and questions. Kind of that's what we're going to talk about this show today is what's on the real estate market. What's on your mind? It's a hot topic. If you go to YouTube or you go to any of these search engines to kind of search real estate, what do you find? You don't find a whole lot of positivity. You found a lot of negativity, and that's the news media. And I was kind of chatting with my wife a little bit before the show, and she's the great brains behind it, guys. I just kind of come out here and try to put a couple words together, kind of make it make sense, but we brainstorm it as great couples do, and it's teamwork. And my whole office here is the same way. But with the teamwork, you can say, well, Ryan, what is the news media doing now versus 2 years ago? 2 years ago, the vibe was, everything's hot, prices are selling, multiple offers. Hey, you got to do this, you've got to sell this. Well, a lot of the news media will drive the market. And I think you can reflect that the opposite is going forward as we kind of approached the summer of 2022. So back in July, what did you hear? Everybody was staying tuned to the news media. When are the feds adjusting the rates? What's going on with the feds? So a lot of the market is driven by news media. And so there is some valid points in the inflation. There's some valid points where the rates are adjusting, but a lot of that is causing some people, like last year, we did a show before last week, and we talked about the numbers were down about 17% in certain areas, but in some areas, we increased 13%. So how is that possible? So if the feds are driving interest rates up every quarter and buyers are pulling back and the news media says that the market's going to doom, you go to YouTube, every kind of clickbait on the side says the real estate market crash, and so a lot of that news media is, and what do you think? You go, automatically, we're back to 2008. It's just not the case. But there is a change in the market as seasons change, real estate market changes. I tell a lot of my clients, both buyers and sellers, real estate is cyclical. You have strong seasons for over the years where it goes straight up, flat lines, and sometimes it does go down. But in a good market or a bad market, there's a lot of homes that are going to be sold. And in East Tennessee, we're in one of the best places in the country to live, raise a family, and retire. And I really believe that. I mean, I'm one of those people that have come here and early age and decided that if I'm going to stay here and continue my real estate career, which I was, I want to retire here. I want to have, my kids here and grandbabies and all that good stuff. I want to be out in the boat, doing a little golfing, doing a little traveling. And so that's where I help so many of my clientele. I think the majority, me and Nick were chatting the other day, the majority of my clientele is probably 50 plus. And so I get to work with so many different people that have come across the country, whether they're originally from Tennessee or they've relocated this area and they just love it. And they love it. They love it, like to travel, and so many benefits that come along with East Tennessee. So that being said, with the real estate market, we're going to go into some questions that some of my clients have given me, some emails off the website where people are having some questions, and just kind of go over these topics that I think it will be helpful as we approach 2023. 23. That's not approaching. We're here. I was saying that last year. We were starting 22. Now we're 23. But as we approach the spring market, there's a lot going on. And so what you've got to know now in the real estate market is number one, inventory is about 3,200 homes in the market in the East Tennessee market. And I say East Tennessee, that's going to be, the Knoxville area. We'll go all the way out to Sweetwater, Madison, Monroe County. We'll go all the way up to Roane County, Harriman, up that area, Loudon, Sevierville, Gatlinburg, Corryton, East Tennessee, all the way on out. We'll even go out to Morristown. So some of those numbers are all impacting that area. So that's a wide range, but that's a lot of ground to cover for 3,200 homes. Now, we were working on a deal from some great clients that are relocating from California. And we sold their son and his wife a new home just a couple months ago when they closed. They're working over at the lab, just great people. And they're coming over here and we're looking this week. And it was a great opportunity to get out there and see some new construction. It was a good opportunity to kind of talk to new people. Had a great builder's rep, one of the builders we spent some time with, kind of seeing what their thoughts on the inventory was. I told my wife I thought it was really, really informative as we move forward that to see what the inventory is. See what the inventory is. And then also price comparison, guys. In the market that we move today, you say, well, how do buyers determine pricing? It always is and always will be, just like you guys do. Just at the grocery mart, a store, when you're buying cars, large ticket items, you're going to comparison shop. You're going to go online. You're going to go look in person. You're going to go to one store. You're going to go to another store. And you can say, well, how much is this price? What's the value here? How about the next price? What's the value there? And compare the products. There is no difference in real estate. The thing about real estate is it's so specifically geo to that address, coded to that address. And you say, why? Because how many times, guys, have you guys looked at real estate online? And I've been looking on the pictures or I did a little tour and then you go to view the property and going, Ryan, this is nothing like it looks online. And oh, by the way, that photographer had that nice little shot that made it look so beautiful and it was enhanced and I get there and it's just nothing the same. And oh, by the way, I didn't know we got a train station right in the backyard. And then the neighbor next door, he's got Sanford and Son going on. I'm not doing it. And so that's why it's so important that on comparison shopping, as you start the real estate market, that you need an expert in this market to really dial in where we're at with your home's value. And most importantly, if you're purchasing in 2023, what's the best value? What is the true market? So with these great clients that we were chatting a little bit, we had an idea. The house looked to be in a disarray that we saw. It was in Hardin Valley. It was a great property. It was a popular plan that the builder built in another location. And so I kind of use this as an example, but we went into the property. It was empty, very plain walls. This builder is known for, basic features, nothing upgraded. I wouldn't say cheap, but very inexpensive, or it doesn't have the bells and whistles as some of the other ones that we've seen. But the space is tremendous, and our clients were very open to that. But a lot was said when we did the walkthrough when there was a broken screen down. There was some furniture or something left outside. There was a TV rack that was still crooked, kind of. It was just the appearance that the property looks like it left in a hurry. And you say, well, what was going on there? And to our buyers' credit, they said, well, it looks like they've left in a hurry. Looks like there's obviously some upgrades to do. Before we talk about an offer, we're really interested, but we probably think you're extremely overpriced. And so, obviously I don't think that that's going to be the way they're going, but we have to look in 2023, sellers, where we've got our house on the market, we've got to have our best presentation. The days of just slapping it out there and throwing it together, and we've got our dogs all over the place, and it's not presentation ready. Well, the buyer's going to go to another property. You're seeing new construction. I've got right by my house, whole lot of homes that are being built, and guess what? They're coming to market very soon. And there is a little shift with the market. Well, a little bit of shift means that builders have allocated certain lots, certain construction lines for certain areas that they have to sell those homes. So if the market changes, which it is a little bit, they're your biggest competitor. So first thing we're going to see is adjust from our builders and so much more in the marketplace. But we've got that and so much more. We're going to talk real estate with Ryan. We're going to talk about how inflation is going to affect the market. Is it a good time to sell or should I hold where I'm at? And investors, generational wealth will be made this year. Will you be in the game? And so much more. Stay with us with Real Estate with Ryan on the second half.
There's no place like home, and this basketball house is special. The great games, players, championships, it's a true home court advantage.
I'm Ryan Coleman. Both basketball and real estate take great drive and determination. Whether you're in the market to buy or sell a home,
let Hometown Realty give you the home court advantage.
Hometown Realty is East Tennessee's #1 real estate group and a proud sponsor of the Vols.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty. The real estate market's changing every day. You need to know your home's value in today's market. Text your home address to 290-2290 for an instant, no obligation home evaluation. That's 865-290-2290. And remember, when you're ready to sell, we have a guaranteed sale program to get you in your next home stress-free. Trust your hometown experts. We've helped thousands of people just like you. All right, guys, back on the second half, Real Estate with Ryan. Thank you for tuning in. And if you're tuning in the first time, it's Real Estate with Ryan. My name is Ryan Coleman, owner, founder of Hometown Realty, where we give you all the information on the real estate market, up to date, fun stuff, no politics, no negativity, man, just real news, what you can expect in your market and what you're going to see here as we go into 2023 market and the spring market, always the best time of our business. It's where the flowers bloom. My daughter was out the other day. Weather was changing. It was beautiful. She was like, Daddy, it's time to go to the park. And I was like, today is really a good time for the park. But in that weather kind of made me feel like, things are changing. It's springtime. And in our season, it's go time, where it's one of the busiest seasons of the year and where the homes look the most beautiful. So a lot of news in our second half. I'm going to work really, really hard to kind of go through these topics. A lot of questions you guys have that are relative to the market. I want to answer those for you and cover so much. So let's go real quickly. Our 60-second Vol update. You know us, Hometown Realty, proud sponsor of the Vols. I don't know if you've seen us out and about. Maybe you'll see our new commercial that's popping out with Josiah Jordan James. Really good job by the crew, the team that did a shoot in there in Thompson-Boling Arena. Fun commercial. All props to Josiah on doing that with us. We appreciate that. Really good spot. Let me know your feedback. Let me know if you see it out there. If you see me around about in town, say, hey, man, that's that guy. And I was like, yeah, that's me and JJ. It was fun, and we enjoyed it. And so fun to do stuff with the Vols and things like that. And so make sure you give us a shout out. Let us know what you think about the commercial. All right, 60-second Vol update. Here we go. We got the men's playing LSU Saturday away, January 21st, 4 p.m. Got the Lady Vols on fire. Big win. Thompson-Boling Arena just the other night. We are undefeated in SEC play. All right, Missouri women's play, January 22nd, 3 p.m. That game's away as well. Go Vols. And that is your 60-second Vol update. Hometown Realty, proud sponsor of the Vols. All right, so we got all that out the way. A lot of stuff going on. But isn't it exciting to be a Vol? Baseball season's right around the corner. I think we're a month away. Our women are back on track, on fire. Coach Barnes has the men's, firing in all cylinders. JJ's back. Good to see him back healthy. So happy for him and seeing minutes. We saw the other day, had a big win. A lot of players were out, and JJ was coming in strong. Excited about that. The team's looking really, really good. And excited for men's athletics and everything that's going on in the program. And that's exciting for you guys. Our Vol Nation, we've needed it for a while. And it's good for our program. It's good for our area. And you say it's good for the real estate market. A lot of our contacts will, I work with a lot of people and say, well, I'm a Bulldog or I'm a Bama. I said, well, listen, I'm not going to hold that against you. No, but what is good for is this area, the amount of volume in our marketing that we do and our relationship with the university and so many leads that we get coming in really kind of help correlate bringing more buyers, more signs in the yard, and more activity for your homes and helping more buyers across East Tennessee. So these are things to think about as you're thinking about looking for a realtor in 2023. Market's changing. We know there's that friend in the business. We know Sally sells houses and maybe an opportunity, but as the market constricts a little bit, as things change, putting a sign in the yard, slapping some pictures on the MLS, that may just not get it done. We've still got a large pool of buyers that we have in our database that our team is working, looking for homes and for buyers across the country. And so, what we have to do is really dial in on our marketing when our marketing is changing to get the most money, because we don't want to leave in 2023 any money on the table. And as I told you in the beginning part of the show, homes are still at 3,200 homes in the market, but we are seeing homes not selling, and it always comes down to marketing and the agent that you choose. So we'd be honored if you ever, thinking about possibly changing directions, possibly putting the home on the market, or you just don't know where to go in the real estate market. That's fine. We've got you covered. You can give our office a call at 693-SOLD. But maybe you don't want to hear from old Ryan. Say, Ryan, I hear enough of you on Saturday. I like your show, but I'm not ready for all that. So no worries. I really appreciate you guys listening. But by the way, we've got this service for you. Maybe you've seen it on TV, maybe you've seen it on radio, but here it is on the radio again. You don't know, but you need to know your home's value in today's market. What you've got to do is just text this number, grab your phone, and text this number 7 days a week. This is done by our office. It's not outsourced. It's not somebody in another country. It's not Zillow's estimate or somebody else's estimate. This is real numbers done by your hometown experts here in the market that know your market. And we'll give you an estimated value of your home right on the spot. We'll just need a little bit of information from you, questions, and we'll give that to you. So grab this number. If you have some time, kind of thinking about selling and you need to know your home's value, text us. We'll be glad to give that to you to have a starting point of what you need to do, whether you need to sell, maybe you need to stay put, maybe you need to refinance. All those things come into play. We'll give that to you free of charge, and glad to kind of help you start the real estate process if you're thinking about that. So 865-290-2290. Easy number. 865-290-2290. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Text that number. If it's midnight, we're probably sleeping, guys. We'll get you in the morning. But other than that, we'll get back to you and promptly just work with us on that and give you the information. And if you need more information, we'll be glad to come out and look at it. Remember, real estate specific, guys. And, preliminary values are very, very important. But there's nothing more important in this market that if I'm thinking about buying or selling in today's market, I need you to come by and look at the property. Why is that important? Because we talked about in the first part of the show that real estate's specific. You may have a neighbor, you may have some other things that curb appeal that would affect your home's value. We need to know that. That needs to be priced accordingly. Maybe you have a lot of upgrades and features that we can't see. Well, there's tremendous value. There could be $50,000 to $75,000 adjustment on what you've done to the home. But sometimes if you don't see it, the floor plan, you're not able to adjust those. The computers definitely can't go into those values and know what's going on. So get a great agent out there to talk to you. Get some real numbers so you can plan to know how you're going to adjust, whether you're going to downsize or make movements in the market. We talked about some questions. I want to get into this as we get going in the show with the news media as overall. So is it a good time to buy was one of the questions that we have. And there's a lot of news articles out there whether, we should rent, stay put, we should hold tight. I think it's a good time to buy if you need to buy, if that makes sense. If I'm relocating, I've got to look at my options. Is renting an option or purchasing an option? And each one has its own variable. Rentals, we manage a lot of rentals, and we help a lot of people where renting makes sense. But rental prices across the country are skyrocketing. I was talking with a young lady yesterday, and she said that, my Hardin Valley home is going to rent for $3,600 a month. As an investor, that's an opportunity to think about that. Well, that's $3,600 a month. But we have to, as a homeowner, we have to really understand, is that a Band-Aid approach to putting a Band-Aid on the problem? That's $3,600 sounds really great. Well, if the economy restricts, we move them into our beautiful home. And maybe then now we've, the home's in immaculate condition, but now I've got to be landlord. And maybe I'm out of state. And so that makes it tough. So either I got to hire management or I've got to manage myself. Well, they didn't have a dog, but now they have a dog. Now the beautiful carpet that you put in a couple years ago, now I've got to replace that when they leave. And oh, by the way, they had kids and, like my little monsters at the house, they put hands and prints, and so I've got to repaint that. And oh, when the lease is over, the market's different. And the market's a little bit different. Now the rates are a little bit different. And what I thought I could get then is different, and now I've got to dump $30,000, $40,000 into it. So it's all timing, guys. Really look at all those allocations in the marketplace. And think about, are you moving back into the marketplace? A lot of times in a seller and a buyer's market, depending on where you're at, you're selling a home, you're purchasing a home. It's kind of like our 401ks, you're rolling things over. So it's never going to be a seller's market and a buyer's market at the same time. It's never going to be that way. And I don't think we're in either or market. I think we're in a market where we're slowing down a little bit. Some buyers are pulling out, but I expect to see a very, very strong spring market. Because we're used to the Feds doing their adjustments and things that are going on. As you could see last week, the rates went down a little bit. So I think, what's important, make sure you're pricing your home correctly. Make sure we have it in the right presentation mode. Make sure you have the right agent and team working for you. Make sure that, I talked with a gentleman yesterday, and he kind of wanted to do some things differently. I don't have much time to talk about it, but I don't think this is the year for that. And if you're an investor, this is going to be one of the most opportune times to be an investor where generational wealth will be made. So don't stand on the sideline. Keep purchasing real estate. And that's all I've got for you, Real Estate with Ryan. I hope you've enjoyed your show. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and we'll see you back here next weekend with Real Estate with Ryan. Y'all have a good weekend.